I'm going to change the show instantly.
What is this? Cuffs, collars, and fantasies. And crime. Oh, man. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a sexy Valentine's Day I'm trying to have. Welcome to A Great Depression, a podcast for every mall rat, Jansport, backpack, emo kid struggling with the everyday boredoms of being an adult. We are broadcasting today from the Union Fitness Studios located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out with a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community it is. Go to unionfitness.com today and sign up for a consultation. Through Union, there is strength. And there is no greater strength than two dudes who have X tattoos on the back of their hands.
Ironically, I work with a guy who played hockey with a guy who got his ass beat during the last Rough and Rowdy by a guy with a huge X straight edge hardcore tattoo on his back. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not wrong.
That's life.
They are strong.
They are, because they lift weights, eat vegetables, and they don't drink or smoke.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Zach, today's the first episode.
Yes.
Of A Great Depression.
Correct.
Let's first introduce ourselves. I'm Josh.
I'm Zach.
I'm the producer at Thoughts from the Bench. You see me on a variety of other shows. And you're Zach. Zach PGH.
And
Maybe not for long.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm just a girl. Like Gwen Stefani.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah.
If you are tuning into this podcast, you're like, what the fuck did I just get into? We aren't going to talk about anything in particular and talk about everything in particular. This is not a sports show. This is not a movie show. This is not a culture show. This is not a sports betting show. This is just two dudes who have some similar interests and some other not so similar interests, like hanging out, talking about shit that's cool. We're going to talk a lot about music. We're going to talk a lot about culture, subcultures, little conspiracy theories. If you saw the sea shanty, pretty much everything in the sea shanty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we don't really know where this show's going, and we hope that you enjoy the ride because...
that's life.
Yeah, dude.
That's life.
That's it. What do you want to talk about today? Because we've done the first episode now 3 times. This is the 3rd time.
It's only 3.
Yeah, believe
Wow.
it or not, it was only 3.
Man, I mean, that's the great thing. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want to.
Yeah, for real though.
Let's talk about this first.
Sure.
Because as we re-record these, we get progressively closer to the actual release date.
Right.
So this will be
This one's got to go.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
will be in the back of your head. Hadn't happened too long ago, but it's our first chance to talk about it.
Okay.
How about the weekend at the fucking Super Bowl?
How about the Justin Boyd put this on Instagram. He was like, everybody likes the new weekend memes now. Nobody wants to play with Bernie Mittens anymore.
Oh yeah.
Poor dude.
I mean, Bernie's been fucked harder by more things than popular culture, you know?
Yeah.
he's got the raw deal
Yeah,
for more
that's
than
true.
kids on Instagram.
That's true. Poor Bern.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When they said that The Weeknd was performing, I was like, sweet. I like The Weeknd. I like The Weeknd songs. I like The Weeknd's old stuff. I like his new stuff. This was probably like gonna be pretty sweet. And then it was just okay.
You thought it was just okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just okay.
See, on Friday, prior to the Super Bowl, I saw on Apple Music that The Weeknd dropped a greatest hits album.
Oh,
and I was
smart.
like...
That was really smart.
I was like, does he have greatest hits?
Oh, yeah. He's got bangers, son.
I was unfamiliar. I was blissfully unaware.
No, yeah, he's got bangers.
So the Super Bowl performance was kind of like... musically, like, interesting for me, because I was like, oh, shit, like... these all bang, and I
Oh,
know
yeah.
all these songs.
Yeah.
But when it started, like the first time I saw fucking Ghost, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is different. Like I saw like the Church of Satan tweeted like, this was pretty cool to watch, and I was like, same, because I didn't know what to expect. But like,
why are satanic people pumped about the Weeknd Super Bowl performance?
bro, because it started off with like some dude with like glowing eyes with his arms out, like lowering into the fucking like choir area and shit, and like, you know, I guess like visually it was kind of dark in its, you know, whole essence, but
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. I
Well,
thought the
you
Weeknd
just compared
and,
it to
like,
Ghost, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, one of those is like culture stealing all of Satanism, and then
Yeah.
the other one was the Weeknd, who had some like maybe questionable references.
so like culture stealing Satanism is like interesting because like I think when Ghost started, it I don't know if culture stealing, like I guess, but like I don't know their like personal beliefs, but like to lend or pull from Satanism when you're in a metal band is like, I guess, apropos for the, you know.
Yeah, it's like wearing pink on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the first time I saw Ghost, like, and it's funny because I remember I used to get City Paper a lot just for like the concert ads.
Yeah,
And
before they became canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're canceled?
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Don't you
Whatever.
remember they did the whole thing with the racist tattoo artist?
No.
No. Oh, yeah. It was like a Nazi tattoo artist or something that they had published a piece on. And then everyone's like, you guys know that person's a piece of shit. And they're like, whoops. And then it was over.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't like the City Paper for other reasons, but I'll hop on that bandwagon too. But like I remember seeing ads for Ghost at like Smalls,
Oh, yeah.
and then the first time I saw Ghost was at Stage A with King Dude, and I was like, this is cool. But then
Yeah.
the second time I saw, so what's interesting is like the first time I went to see Ghost, they're like, if you're unaware, they're like a metal band from Europe, but they sing in English. And
Sweden, I think.
Sweden, yeah. And they would dress up as like Nameless Ghouls was the band, and then their singer was Papa Amoritus, and he would dress like the Pope with like a skeleton face.
Yeah.
And King Dude was like this neo folk artist I listened to who was like had like Satan songs, and he might have been canceled now, so it is what it is. Like music's music, whatever.
Ghost almost got canceled. So,
What did Ghost get canceled for?
because Papa Emeritus wasn't paying the ghouls.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't
And
go
then
for the goals.
And then he fired the ghouls and then got new ghouls. And the old ghouls were like, we have rights to that old music. And he's like, actually, you don't. You signed contracts as performers.
That's business. That's business.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch to it. I can't remember all of it. But, like, it was, like, kind of shady. Like, it would legitimately be like if Derek and I finally got this fucking thing off the ground to the point where we were making millions.
Yeah.
And we just dumped all of you.
I mean, I'm expecting that, you know, like that's what I thought was happening.
Yeah,
but I
no.
mean, imagine signing a deal with the devil, quote unquote, and then being
Quite
surprised
literally.
when you sign a deal with the devil.
Yeah,
that,
you're like, what? I thought we were friends. It's like, I put masks on you so people wouldn't know who you were.
yeah.
Although it kind of sucks because the characters of the ghouls have changed since.
Yeah. Well, so has like Papa's character kind of.
Right, the Cardinal and yeah.
The weird like Michael Jackson like.
I don't even
Parade.
hate that as much.
Oh, I hate it. I
Papa
hate
Emeritus 3 is perfect Papa.
it. Yeah. But in regard to like the stealing Satanism thing,
Yes.
like when I saw them the first time at Stage AE, it was very like, and it's funny, I just had this conversation the other day. It was like probably like metalheads and like
Sure.
goth people.
Yep.
And people that are like about that life, but in
Mhm.
the regard that they're about that life where like we stood there and we enjoyed the show.
Right.
The second time I saw them was more of like we're now more of like a well-known metal band.
Yeah.
Where you had like the dudes that showed up in their like Monster T-shirts that are like Satanism's fucking cool, man. And it was like the douchey metal crowd. And that's when I was like,
so yeah,
the ship has sailed.
Yeah.
The ship it's gone.
I'm sure Ethan's listening to this, Ethan and I went to see them when they were at Heinz Hall. That was the last time I saw them. So that's after Square Hammer has come out, and they are radio play rock at this point.
Yeah.
I saw them 2 other times before that in increasingly bigger venues. Okay? The first time I saw them was in Buffalo.
Okay.
In a like rundown old movie theater, okay? And I stood there like this the entire time.
It was like a spectacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I consumed as much Ghost as I possibly fucking could till the next time I saw them, maybe 6-7 months later. And then I saw that was at Stage AE. That was like a bigger stage, more lights, more fire, more awesome, right?
Do you remember who opened?
Probably not. I don't, but it was the first time I had seen the sisters go into the crowd and feed people. They did the Body and Blood song.
So we were probably at that same.
Probably.
Was it Papa in like the Michael Jackson-esque outfit, or like still Pope Papa?
He's still. It's Papa Emeritus 3, so he comes out in the traditional garb and then switches to the. To the Black Parade gimmick.
Yes.
Right.
I was at that show.
Okay, so then the last time I saw them was the Cardinal had taken over at that point. And like, I mean, it's still the same guy, but like the show is very different. There was like 6 ghouls on stage, and like just none of them had personality anymore, and like it was more about Papa and less about a spectacle of a band performing.
Yeah.
And I remember, because my brother's the one that turned me on to them, and I remember my brother being like, they're getting too big, it's going to stop being cool.
Yeah.
And I said to him, no, I think this is exactly how big they need to be, because I want like a 70-foot Satan to come out from stage and be like, I'm here to tell you, like, literally like what I imagine is happening in the Mark Tom Travis show.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, kids. Like, I want that to happen. Thinking like Kiss and Guns N' Roses and like big metal bands, Metallica. And he's like, no, man, like, it's going to get bad before it gets to that. And by the time it gets to that, you're not going to care anymore. And he's starting to become right.
Yeah. I mean, after their second album, when they had the EP with Square Hammer and such, I was just like, this is not what I liked about this band.
That's their third album.
In any regard. Yeah. I don't know if that's the one with the rats on it.
No. The album you're referring to is their 4th album.
Oh, the third one has like Circe on it or whatever?
Yeah, that's their 3rd album.
Yeah.
Is Meloria.
Yeah, once we got to Meloria, I was already like working my way out of the venue.
Opus upon I can't say any of this Latin shit.
Slaps.
Yeah, slaps. This is awesome. This has like Genesis and Ritual, Stand By Him, that kind of stuff on it.
The bonus track on the album is a cover of Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah.
Which is fucking great.
And then we go to whatever this one is. Infestusium. I can't say any of this shit. And it has my favorite song, Ghoul/Zombie Queen.
Fantastic.
Just this song, just fucking dude. Like, it also has Year Zero on it. Fun prank I pulled on Derek the one day.
I was here.
Oh, yeah. And I just started playing Year Zero, and it's like, Beelzebub.
He was like, what the fuck is going on?
And he's like, what's going on? Yeah. And then Meloria is kind of where I actually came into the fold. And Meloria is like a badass metal album.
It is.
But it's different.
It's not a, like, for me, it wasn't like a Ghost album.
Sure.
Like, it was too different.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get behind it.
Yeah, it's much poppier.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, he is from Pinnacle to the Pit. Like, Mummy Dust is my banger, though, on this album. Is so sick. But then the EP comes out, which is, I can't even find it at this point.
I think it was at the very bottom.
Yeah, it's like, it's now paired the Meloria Deluxe version.
Yeah.
That has Square Hammer on it. And then the newest album is Prequel, which has Rats, but it also has Dance Macabre.
Well, here's my issue.
I mean, this sounds nothing like Year Zero at this point.
No, and here's an issue that I have is that show that we both were at, it turns out, they had the opening band was this band called Person, P-U-R-S-O-N.
Yeah, it sounds right.
They were like some folky
female
fronted.
Yes, and they were awesome.
They have a song called Dance Macabre too. That's way better. So when I saw this already like kind of off the Ghost train, I was like, I already know a song with the same title that I heard at your show from your opener, and it's a far better song.
Yeah.
But even like their last like 2-song release with like Kiss the Goat.
Yeah,
like,
Kiss the Goat
that
isn't
song
that
bangs.
great. Oh wait, what, you like Kiss the Goat?
I like it. It's just like different, you know.
Oh no, this one I like. I don't think I like. Is it Mary on the Cross?
It's not great.
Yeah, no, I like Kiss the Goat. Even like Rats. Oh my god, the beginning of Rats. Like I feel like I'm in my dad's Corvette. My dad didn't have a Corvette, but I imagine if he did, he would have played sweet metal music like this.
Yeah.
This is how Sum 41's dads raised them, is on songs like Rats.
Yeah.
That's a really bizarre thing to say, but that's the kind of shit you're gonna get on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's facts.
Yeah, man. So back to satanic culture stealing. So yeah, I guess maybe they didn't steal it to get in, but like now it kind of feels like, I don't know, man. It's like they went from what you like. If you look like the Kiss arc, right? The Kiss arc sold out when they did I Want to Rock and Roll All Night, right? That was kind of like everybody was like off the Kiss train at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiss diehards were still there, but like at that point, everyone's like, they're soft now. Like Ghost went from 0 to 100 on the soft train. Like they were like hard, like you would be embarrassed to play this for your mom, to, hey, your mom's gonna love this because it's just like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, my mom was like, listen to what I heard on Edge of the X, or
the
pick of the litter.
Pick of the litter.
Yeah.
And it was Ghost, and you're like, oh, Mom.
I was like, I've been known about this shit, Mom.
Did you watch Silicon Valley?
I did not.
Okay. Martin Starr, the man.
Okay.
You don't know who Martin Starr
No.
is? Oh, dude. Okay. So Martin Starr is the really awkward kid in Freaks and Geeks.
Okay.
That's Martin Starr.
Okay.
Okay, so he's like the teacher in Easy A, like Knocked Up. He's in he's in everything as like the monotone guy with the cool beard and long hair.
Is he the dude that is Justin Long in Knocked Up, or is this the guy that like grows out his beard and they're like, you look like a terrorist?
This might be the guy that grows out his beard.
Okay.
And looks like a terrorist. I don't think Justin Long is in Knocked Up. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I know.
So it's Martin Starr.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Jay Baruchel. I don't know. Anyway, so Martin Starr plays like this satanic coder.
Okay.
And nails it.
Sick.
Like he's fucking awesome. And like, I'm not saying that I am satanic, but if you were like gun to your head, you have to pick a religion right now, that's probably where I would go.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Because they're not going to like you're not allowed to pick atheist.
I can't pick atheist.
You cannot pick atheist.
I'd pick Satanism then.
Yeah. Or I would lean the other way and go full in and be like Catholic.
See, that's my thing.
I want it like, if you're going to make me, I'm going to double down. I want to get weird shit. I want Old Testament fire and brimstone. If I think about boobies, I go to hell.
Well, then you got to go full Jew then.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because the Jews are the Old Testament.
Okay, well, then that's what
Because I've often thought, since being an atheist for like a long ass time, if I had to pick one,
yeah,
like I think I'd go Jew.
Okay. They do seem, from what I understand of all the religions, the most sensible.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I have a buddy, Tim, that's a photographer, and he's a Buddhist. And one day he was on a panel at CMU about religions and social responsibility.
And you're like, how did Tim get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
the only Buddhist that was in the greater area of Pittsburgh.
and I honestly think to an extent that's it.
Wow. Okay.
Because Tim was like my Uber driver one night, and we were both like vegetarians and both photographers, and I was just like, I'm gonna slide into your DMs and we're gonna be friends.
Yeah. Cool.
And we did.
Yeah.
And like it's weird, but it's not weird, which like
Adulting.
makes it more weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go support my buddy. And it sounds like the start to like a bad joke.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like a priest, a rabbi, an imam, Tim the Buddhist, and this guy that's like a fucking Hindu.
Fuck yeah. Tim the Buddhist.
walk in to see him. You.
I'm here for Tim the Buddhist.
And so I'm sitting there, and
Tim the fucking Buddhist.
Tim the Buddhist is the coolest dude ever. Shout
Okay.
out Tim the Buddhist. And I'm sitting there, and it's like, hey, how do you guys deal with this? And the Catholic is like, we've had like a PR problem for a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're welcoming of everybody.
But that's what I love.
yeah.
The Catholics are Walmart or Amazon. They're
Yeah.
like, we're big corporation. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
They're big box religion.
yeah. It's awesome.
The Hindu guy, every time he spoke, I just wanted to cry because it was just like he was like, and I mean, he looked like the Dalai Lama.
Okay,
Like, he was
yeah.
old. He was some kind of brown. He was wearing wearing the fucking
He was
toga
like,
thing.
he didn't know he was being a meme, but he looked like a meme.
Yeah, but like to hear him speak, anything he said was like Yoda-esque wisdom,
Oh,
where it was
shit.
just like, wow.
Fuck. Okay, got
So
it.
then Tim the Buddhist speaks, and he's articulate and he's well spoken. The Muslim guy, we talked to him afterwards. He was like, I'm going home and playing N64 with my kid. If I was the spokesperson for Muslims in America, I wouldn't have said some of the things he said, like, because I think white people, to a certain extent,
Scared.
have some questions.
Just scared.
And we want some reassurances.
Right.
And he was like, if you're not with us, you're against us. And like, we'll fight you to the end.
Right, but the difference is the Catholics said that they had a PR problem, but they meant the same thing.
Yeah.
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 They meant the exact same thing.
But then the Jewish guy, the rabbi, was just like we're kind of a club, and if like you're not in the club already,
You want to get down with
we're
us?
not accepting new members. Like,
We're not
good.
accepting
yeah,
new
he
members.
was like, we're good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're like, we're a club, and if you're not in the club, sorry.
So I was like, fuck, I want to be Jewish even more now.
Yeah.
He said I couldn't. Like, you
Just
bastard.
twisted my Jewish nipples. That's not nice.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, like,
You're like, I have a small hat. Please, can I hang out?
Yeah.
I have one of those beanies that doesn't go over my ears. Isn't that close enough?
I think I have one at home from some girl's bat mitzvah when I was in like 5th grade.
Oh, sweet.
It was wild. It was wild.
And they put them on the chair and stuff? Or do they not do that with women?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was very young, and we took like a trolley.
Okay.
I mean, not to.
I'm in.
This
Just
isn't
go.
an umbrella statement, but the Jews I knew had money,
Yeah,
so
sure.
we took a trolley from we took a trolley from the synagogue to the country club where the party was.
Oh.
So the dude,
So cool.
the dude who drove the trolley, his name was Woody. And we sat in the back room with Woody, unsupervised, for hours while he told ghost stories in the dark. Major red flags like 20 years later, but at the time, Woody
Nah,
the trolley
that stuff
driver.
sounds cool.
It sounds cool. And then you think about it, and I'm like,
No.
we were drinking wine, and we were like 10 years old.
This sounds even cooler.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
But yeah, so like, I've always wanted to go Jewish, Hebrew
Okay.
to an extent. But
Yeah.
once you like, kind of like,
Yeah, once
peak-
you dip on religion,
yeah,
you're kind of out.
yeah.
It's hard to go back.
And the Satanists, from my understanding, are like, we don't really worship Satan. It's just like about self-serving and like
Yeah.
indulging yourself with things you want. And like,
Yeah. I
I'm
already
a
do
selfish
that.
fucking guy. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
There's
how
a
this
name for this?
podcast started. It's called
Exactly. Yeah. So, shout out the Jews.
Yeah.
Shout out the Satanists.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though because culture in general, and this kind of well, this was what we kind of did the first demo episode on, is culture signaling is like a real thing to me. Like the way I look right now, and I'm gonna stand up and kind of. Okay, so I have this what looks like a hardcore sweatshirt,
Yes.
right, and it says Nightmare on it, The gang has an X in it. Okay, like it's legit. What it is Normal Creatures, which is a local Pittsburgh band fronted by my main man Brian Howe, aka Sykes. You should check out all of his shit. Normal Creatures. Start the beat. I think he took out the motherfucking. Start the beat. Sykes, Brian Howe, he's the man. Oh, and Grey Walkers. Anyway, but this is a look.
Yeah.
Like you see me, you're like, okay, that guy has been to a title fight show. Like that guy's been kicked in the chest and was like, sweet, do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like you can identify me from a mile away. And I think that this is really rough statement in 2021, especially because when we recorded this episode, the Capitol had been not stormed, or when we recorded that demo episode, the Capitol had not been stormed yet. But I think culture signaling is important because in a world where we just don't know what is going on behind somebody's like fucking anything at this point, right? Like we don't know what happens when that person goes home.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be able to like not quickly identify, but at least have an idea like, okay, that person's like me.
Yeah.
Or like you see something on Instagram or TV or Facebook or wherever and you're like, okay, like that guy's wearing a Violent Gentleman shirt. He probably has some similar values to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of how this podcast started, is that like I saw you on Instagram and then I started following you and then like we became organically friends.
Yes.
And now you're a Thoughts from the Bench personality.
Correct.
So like I just wanted to like go through that journey with you and like where was the first time you identified like cultural signaling and you're like, oh no, okay, this can be a good thing. Like those are my people.
I guess probably like in high school,
Okay.
you know, because for me, like most of my personality or who I am is like based around my interests in mostly music and then other, you know, media or whatever. But I didn't really figure out kind of the shit that I was really interested in until, you know, high school.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you shopped at Hot Topic, that was just like a roadmap.
Yeah.
Like Hot Topic sold
Huge
things
roadmap
that were like
roadmap. Absolutely.
I could identify, like shirts at Hot Topic were like a map legend.
Mm-hmm.
Like once I saw you in a certain shirt,
It's a great way
I
to
could
put it.
pinpoint what you were into
Yeah.
and how close or far you were associated with me.
And that's how the wall was set up.
Yeah.
Because it went from pop to like punk to pop punk to like rock / like basically anything that was like 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
And then like classic rock, stoner rock. I mean, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And then the ICP corner.
Whoop whoop.
Hey, man, ICP people, sweethearts. 90% of them, sweethearts.
I'm sure there's a lot of cool shit I'm missing out on.
Oh, it's.
I would go to the gathering though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Keep saying smart things because I liked where you were going with all that.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, that was probably like the first like major indicator for me, you know, and that kind of transitions into like going to shows and seeing people, you know, similar style and shit like that. But so something that might be quasi unique to me, you know, about to be 30 is that I didn't have high speed fiber optic, whatever you want to call it, internet until I was like a senior in the end of my senior year.
Same.
So like I missed the AIM train.
Okay, I had AIM, but yeah, okay.
So I never had one because like if I was on the internet, the phones wouldn't work.
Right.
And my mom was like, the phone has to work. You know what I mean? Shit
No,
like that.
my mom was like, thank God the bill collectors aren't calling.
Yeah, well, I'm about to go back to dial-up.
Yeah, there you go.
But so like, you know, once I got out of high school and was like online, like I was able to more so find other things that I was interested in. And that's where it got kind of weird for me was I think people that I was friends with at that time were like cemented into what they were into from years of exposure.
Yeah.
And I was like, not really there yet. So like I would have friends out of high school that were still listening to like the Misfits
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck they were listening to.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I was on YouTube last night and like watching Bayside videos, which led to Aiden videos, which led to, you know, however the fuck we got here, this like UK surf horror band called The Horrors, you know, which led to watching like some Teddy Boys and a fucking rockabilly band in Japan, you know, like, and they're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh, like you don't get it, but you know, I'm gonna go to this necromantic show at the Rex and be the only dude under 30 in there because
Oh my
you
God.
know, it is what it is.
Also, at the Rex is the perfect place to have that. R.I.P.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
dude.
stop.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Smalls is next. If live music doesn't come back this year, Smalls will be gone too.
I wouldn't miss Smalls, but whatever.
I would, because that venue and what I saw there,
I've been to a lot of great shows at Smalls, but
and like the bands that go there can't go anywhere else. They're too big for the Rex, or what was the Rex. They're too small for Stage AE.
true.
That is the perfect size venue.
No, yeah, no disrespect to anybody that might hear this, but I've only been to 2 shows there, but for some reason I sonically cannot enjoy shows at Spirit in Lawrenceville.
Yeah, no, it's tougher. The room's not big enough.
Yeah, there's something like
not enough
I saw
echo.
Bayside there once,
Yeah.
and just like it sounded like
Um,
not great.
Spirit is an amazing place. It's where I got married.
Oh
Did you know that?
no, and
Yeah.
now I feel like a cunt.
No, no.
Okay,
And,
I like,
and I'm friends with Tom, the owner.
Okay,
No,
well, I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with Spirit.
no.
I saw Amigo the Devil there, and it was one of my favorite shows I've ever been to.
Spirit is a very particular type of band, and they know that, and they're trying to, I think, figure
But
it all
Bayside
out.
was there.
Because Bayside size-wise fits that venue, but like sonically does not. Like we saw Y there, and it was awesome. It was perfect because Y's not a loud band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but like, if you're trying to have like the coolest fucking hipster night you could possibly muster, you got to go to Spirit.
Have you ever been to a show at Cativo in the basement?
Cativo's the best. Cativo, like you walk in, and like the first time you go to Cativo, it's an experience.
I've only
Especially
been there
as-
once.
Especially as a straight male. Because you walk in and you're like, everybody is so friendly.
I didn't know.
Not knowing it's a gay
not know.
bar.
Yeah.
And like the bartender, the first time I went to Cativo, like bought me my drink.
Yeah.
He's like, here, honey. And I'm like, thank you. And I was like, how much? And he's like, oh, it's on the house. And I was like, awesome. And I like
Yeah.
chucked downstairs and I like sat down next to my friends. I was like, the bartender gave me this beer for free. And then I drank it and they all just started laughing at me. And I'm like, what?
Have you been to a lot of gay bars?
Been to, I would say 3 or more.
Okay, same.
Three I know that I was like 2 of them I went to on purpose, and then one of them
Same.
was Cativo.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
So Cativo in the basement.
No. I mean, that's a great place.
Well, I wanted to throw it out there.
Oh yeah,
I
great
saw,
place to
I
see
saw
a show.
Code Orange
Oh,
for the I Am King release with Twitching Tongues and maybe Harm's Way. I don't know.
also shout out to Code Orange.
Yeah, shout out.
Get
to
it,
Code Orange.
kids. Don't fucking stop.
I saw them open for the Misfits when they were probably like 15 years old.
When they were the Code Orange kids.
Yeah, and it was fucking wild.
Yeah,
So,
they're like very talented musically.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
pretty
maybe
crazy.
the coolest,
Yeah.
like, and totally encompassing like everything they do. Probably like the coolest band doing anything right now.
No, and that has nothing to do with them being from Pittsburgh.
No.
That has like they wrote a song for a WWE wrestler. That's
Yeah.
like his entrance song they wrote.
They toured Europe with like Slayer and System of a Down.
Yeah,
Like,
not a big
what
deal.
the fuck?
That's cool as shit.
This fucking insane.
They say don't meet your heroes. Well, how about playing sold out fucking stadiums with them? Is
Yeah.
that cool? Can you do that?
I would allow it.
Yeah, right.
I would allow it.
But anyway, so back to the culture signaling.
Yeah.
I like what you were saying that you came to it a little later in life.
Yeah.
because I was the same way. And my friend Dylan outed me at a party the one day very loudly, but it was his second birthday party, so it's fine. He's
He
like
was 2 years old.
No. He had a birthday party.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't go because I was doing 2 beers deep. And then we
wow.
showed up drunk at his house on Saturday.
Okay.
Like the party was on a Thursday because that was his actual birthday. And then
Yeah.
like a smaller crew showed up Saturday, hammered it at his house. And he's like, you know what I found out on Thursday? And I'm like, what? He's like, you're not a real hipster. And I was like, huh, did they take my card? I lived in Lawrenceville before it was like, and I was
being
like,
serious?
He was very serious.
Yikes.
He was very serious. He's like, you're not a real hipster. And I'm like, well, where the fuck? He's like, you played sports. You were a jock.
I mean,
But, and so like, it's funny though, because like, because I make fun of him all the
Right.
time because he's a Skrillex looking motherfucker. He's rail thin and like has like the Skrillex haircut still. Like, I mean, he's got it. He's got it locked in.
yeah.
And he's been like a tour manager for bands, and I mean, he's led a wild life. But he's only like 28. But he like outed me, and I'm like kind of laughing. I'm like, you're kink shaming me, and he's like, no, I'm not. You're not a real hipster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, here's the deal. I came to it late because I was a jock. I was a jock until I was out of college.
Yeah.
Like I was full in sport, living that life in that world. And it wasn't until like I graduated college, realized that nobody in the real world wants to talk about backup goalies from the 1990s, and that information and that part of my world does not get me anywhere, particularly amongst video and film professionals who hate sports.
Yeah.
So I like kind of had to refine new culture, and I found it in the form of professional wrestling and pop punk.
Yeah. And they say white people don't have culture. They say white people don't have culture. What do you call wrestling and pop punk then?
I don't think I like the shade that was thrown at that.
We might have to drop this one in March.
Because, you just threw shade at my entire brand.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people will say that.
No, yeah. But, like, I very distinctly remember going from wearing, like, baggy jeans and, like, a just generic hoodie and wearing, like, a sports team hat to wearing a baggy hoodie with an X on it.
I was going to say.
Yeah. But, like, wearing skinny jeans. Like, I remember buying my first pair of skinny jeans. I remember I was working at the Apple store and Brian Skagline was wearing Vans.
Yeah.
He had just gotten a fresh pair of classic black, low-cut Authentics.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are those? Those are cool. What are those?
And how old were you?
I was 22.
Jesus.
Yeah. Real late.
But you grew up in Butler, right?
I did grow up in Butler.
Did you guys have a Vans store?
No.
Okay, so...
We had a Hot Topic.
Well, so the mall at Robinson had a Hot Topic, but we also had a Vans store.
Right.
And it's not the Vans store that exists today in,
Yeah.
like, the malls. But it was just a store that was open, shoes on all the walls,
Yeah.
a counter in the back with skate decks, and a big fucking couch in the middle. And, like, when you went to the mall every Friday, like, you went and you kicked it at the Vans store.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason I had Vans is because I never was like a skateboarder, but
And
my friends were.
I think my friends had Vans and stuff when I was in high school, but like if I got a new pair of shoes, it was a new pair of gym shoes because that's what I needed. You know what I mean?
See,
like
I was the kid that wore like Dickies to gym class and shit.
no, couldn't catch me dead.
That was me though. That was me.
Like I was friends with those kids.
Yeah.
But like I was like, how can you run in those?
You can't.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
You can't.
But I needed to run.
Yeah.
Like I needed to actually be able to run.
Yeah. My priorities were elsewhere.
Right. So it was really interesting coming into it late in life. And the thing that like kicked me down this road was I was watching an interview with CM Punk, who's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time. And he was wearing this shirt, and it's this black shirt with white text on it, and it says "Violent Gentleman." And I'm like, ooh, what's that? I fuck with that. What's that? And so then I Googled it, found Violent Gentleman, and immediately purchased the shirt.
Yeah.
Subscribed to the newsletter, and like was in.
Yeah.
Right. And then like immediately mirrored myself to all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Because when I jumped onto violentgentleman.com, I saw a picture of Nick from Bayside, and I went, oh,
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
That face looks familiar. And then like I was like, oh, hey, check this out. Oh, hey, look, they're all friends. Like CM Punk's friends with Nick. Oh, that's wild. Oh, he's also friends with Chad from Newfound Glory. Oh, wow, this is all like a thing. Like I thought these were just some bands that I liked. And like I knew about Pop Punk wasn't like in it, and then I was like, oh no, this is like a culture. This is like a thing. Like if I see somebody wearing a Violent Gentleman thing, like we're cool. Like I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
It's like the pop punk Marvel universe.
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
you're not really sure how some of these people are connected,
right?
But they are.
They are. Like Ant-Man. How does Ant-Man really know Tony Stark?
Right.
Like let's just assume a high school science teacher probably doesn't know the guy who owns Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Probably not friends. Jeff Bezos doesn't have a buddy from Butler High School.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I just really, and I think it sucks because culture signaling has become such a toxic word and thing, right? Because of Proud Boys, Confederate flags, and the roo-rah-rah of all that bullshit. But I think there's still something good about it. I still think there's something good about being able to like walk down the street, see somebody like rocking your shit, and be like, "Oh, that's cool. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
Josh. Nice to meet you."
No, I agree. Like, and obviously you said this guy was your friend, but if somebody ever told me that I was a fake hipster and was serious about it,
Yeah.
I would be like, please get a life and leave me the fuck alone.
But like,
Because but I just personally, like, I know that I'm so many fucking things,
mhm.
but I'm also like nobody where like I have my hipster friends or I have like, I'm just a fucking dude who knows people and associated with people in different regards. But like, I don't think I'm ever a particular kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, nor would I want to be, you know, like why, like I came in here and I'm wearing this, you know, God Save Pittsburgh, like Sex Pistols, Commonwealth Press, you know, but I'm also wearing,
What's up, Dan?
I'm wearing bean boots and I came
Yeah.
in wearing a fucking Gap, like
Yeah.
thermal vest.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
you.
you know, if it's 60 degrees tomorrow, I'm going to be out in like Dickie shorts and a white tee looking like a fucking cholo.
Right.
But like, that's just me. Like, I have different interests. They influence how I dress. Like, I'm not one thing.
Yeah,
That would be boring.
You talk about it a lot that the way you dress is exactly how you're feeling that day,
Yeah,
which I think is cool.
it's tiring.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
I
sure
own
it's
a lot
exhausting.
of shit.
Yeah.
I own a lot of shit, and then like I'll be like, I don't really need this anymore. And then like 6 months later, I'll be like, fuck, I wish I
had that.
Wish I still had
Yeah.
that.
There's so I kind of, my wrestling bubble popped at the beginning of 2020.
Okay.
Two of my favorite wrestlers were accused and more or less convicted of sexual assault.
Okay.
And the WWE during quarantine got basically paid to become an essential business so that they could still put on shows.
Okay.
That all was like real skeezy to me. And like the fact that like public opinion of Hulk Hogan is no longer that he's the Hulkster, it's like that's a creep show. But I have like a dead stock Hollywood Hogan T-shirt that like is one of my prized possessions.
I don't want to derail this, but I have to throw this out here.
Okay.
I was so conflicted last night. This dude I follow on Twitter posted a picture of Ron Jeremy,
Oh no.
circa 2009.
Okay, so Jeremy's still cool at that point.
He's still cool.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't know the timeline of whatever Ron Jeremy's been accused of, but I hold it in the same kind of regard as like the whole Marilyn Manson thing.
Right.
Where like, I mean, you know, to say that you got fucked by Ron Jeremy is like, I understand that like he did some creepy shit.
Yeah.
But like, not, and I'm not like victim blaming.
Yeah.
But like, it's Ron Jeremy. Like,
Right.
if anything were to come from Ron Jeremy, this would be exactly what the fuck I expected.
Right.
You know. So I don't know the timeline of this, but this guy was like, I ran into Ron Jeremy at a bar and I was fucking wasted and I took a picture with him. And I was like, yeah, Ron Jeremy, as a dude in
You
2009.
would definitely take a picture with Ron Jeremy at a bar in 2009.
Here's
Absolutely.
the best part. It's a picture. The first picture was Ron Jeremy singing karaoke. And the second picture was Ron Jeremy with this guy. But to see a picture of fat fucking Ron Jeremy
Singing karaoke.
balding, mustache looking all fucked up,
Yeah.
with a microphone in his hand, wearing a Victory Records T-shirt, sent me to a place last night where I was like, I'm not sure I'm ever going to come back because like
Ron Jeremy has Homesick on vinyl.
it was just like a time capsule.
Oh no.
Like as someone that
no.
had like 3 Victory Records T-shirts from the clearance section at Hot Topic to see this.
Man.
Like when he posted it and knowing full well what Ron Jeremy is accused of now, I could not help myself but to be like, where'd you get this picture of me, bro? Like, because it's me. That's my future. At some point, I will be overweight, or maybe not a Victory Records T-shirt anymore.
Why not?
Isn't there like some weird thing that like?
But like the Victory Records catalog
it's undefeated.
is
It's undefeated.
ugh.
It's the greatest.
I'm sorry. You have the greatest collection of pop punk, what do they call
They had ska bands.
ska bands, but what do they call A Day to Remember? Because it's not pop punk.
Is it like metalcore?
Metalcore.
That's the other thing. I don't know what any of these fucking genres are. I
metal.
don't.
They had like the greatest collection of metalcore bands. Like they had everybody.
Reverend Horton Heat was on Victory.
They
He's
had
a fucking
everybody.
rockabilly artist. Yeah.
They had if it like we're talking about signal culturing. If you're identifying with those two stories that we talked about signal culturing, you a Victory Records whore, and it's okay, sweetheart. We all were.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
stop pretending.
Right.
Stop pretending.
Yeah, you had holes in your Vans just like the rest of us because you bought too much shit at the merch table and you couldn't buy new shoes.
I remember, this is so embarrassing. One time I bought an anti-flag hoodie at Warped Tour and it was covered in grass. And I was like, could I get one that isn't covered in grass? And he was like, no. Just like smack it off the ground. And I was like, whatever. Like my mom's cheap. I spent $50 on a hoodie. I don't want one that's covered in grass. Like whatever.
Oh my God.
And then I wore it in the 80-degree heat because.
Yeah. You got to let everybody know who you're there for.
Exactly.
Yeah. I never got to go to Warped Tour.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like pretty.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Tickets alone, let
like
alone
$80.
thinking that you're there all day buying water and food.
I passed out one year under like a pine tree.
Yeah. Like that's a lot of money for like a single mom.
In 7th grade, My Chemical Romance played Warped Tour, and we were so poor that I couldn't afford to go.
Yeah.
But what my mom, a sweet woman, the sweetest woman.
Yeah, we're mama's boys on this podcast.
What she thought would make it better was just to drive to Burgettstown and park on the side of the road to see if I could hear my favorite bands.
Good try.
It doesn't help.
Good try.
Doesn't help.
Good try.
Yeah. But
that's sad.
Yeah, but I mean, like, especially now, like, fuck Warped Tour, you know. Well, they don't have it anymore. Rest in peace. But like, going to concerts is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, even if you buy 2 tickets to like any show now, like after the fees and shit,
or more,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the closest I got to it is Project Revolution, which was the Linkin Park led traveling circus
with My Chem, right?
With My Chem, Linkin Park, AFI, him. Fucking, oh my God, Mindless Self-Indulgence, Chiodos. Dude, I like, now that I'm like rethinking about like my like first dipping toes into that culture, like that like walking around and like I remember I was okay, so Black Parade was out. So I was probably like what? When was the Black Parade? Oh my god.
2008?
No.
2007?
You're insane. I graduated high school in
Suck
2008.
my dick when I'm right.
No, you're so wrong because it's 2006.
Okay.
So I was 16.
I
And
said 2007, 2008. Get off.
well, those are big years for me though, because I go from 2006, I'm a sophomore. 2008, I'm a senior. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fair. I take it back.
So like, summer of 2006, I would have been like,
Back when time mattered.
oh, we had gotten our new hockey coach, so I had started losing weight and was like becoming like a real jock with like abs and shit.
Okay. Shout out.
So like I remember like not looking like everybody else that was there and feeling like real awkward about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Linkin Park Chiodos crowd, maybe a couple years later, is like the jockish, like metalhead kind
Linkin
of.
Park, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chiodos is
Scene kids at that point.
still at Scene Kids, and like Alkaline Trio's there,
Oh,
and oh fuck, they're on the tip of my tongue. It's a trio as well. It starts with like a C or a T, and it's one word. It's like 4 letters. I know we're playing fucking Jeopardy here. I'll figure it out. But I remember like standing next to this girl at the Mindless Self-Indulgence concert, and I wasn't dating my high school girlfriend at the time yet, or not yet. And I remember standing next to this girl, and she's like in fishnets with like the trip jean skirt on, and like has the fucking dreadlocks that aren't her real hair, and they're like multicolored, and like she's having a great time, and I'm like, she's cute.
It's the girl from the video of them like dancing under the overpass,
Yes.
like Sandstorm.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then they
Yeah.
always said to the Mariah Carey music at Christmas.
Yeah.
But like I was like, hey Shoni, what are you doing? And she's like, get away from me, fucking jock. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
Yikes.
and then like I looked up and Brandon Urie was playing DDR on stage, and it was all fine again. Not Brandon Urie.
I was gonna say Pink. Was you gonna say too?
No. Oh, Jeremiah, don't kill me. Brandon. No.
From Atreyu?
No. Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Oh. I never got into them, so I couldn't name any of them.
Oh, dude, you're a fuck. How did you not get into Mindless Self-Indulgence?
It was like too much.
Is it too much?
I mean,
Jimmy
I don't know.
Urine.
I never
Urine.
really
Jimmy
fucked
Urine.
with it. I thought it was too much.
Yeah.
Like
well,
that whole look was just like that, and I feel like the Dresden Dolls had like a similar look that was like more like.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was just like not.
Lindsay is married to Gerard Way,
Oh, for real?
the bass player from Mindless Self-Indulgence, married to Gerard Way.
Kevin Smith's cousin.
Kevin Smith's cousin.
Small world.
I can't wait to do my Kevin Smith I Love You episode of Thoughts from the Movies.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
gonna
excited
be
for that.
it's gonna be sloppy. It's not gonna be well put together. It's gonna be a lot of crying and a lot of like me just like, can I please meet you?
Yeah, I mean, I was real big on Kevin Smith until like 4 months ago, and then
That's fine.
he started talking about Star Wars in a way that I didn't like. So now he's dead to me.
Oh, what?
He got like on the bandwagon that like Baby Yoda eating that frog lady's eggs was like a representation of genocide, and I was just like, stop it.
And he was
Stop it.
actually mad?
Yeah, like he was up. Yeah, because I read it and I was like, this has to be satire. It's
Because
Kevin
it's
Smith.
Kevin Smith.
And it wasn't, and I was like, which sucks because like I found like more love and respect for Kevin Smith in the last like year, 2 years.
Yeah.
'cause
The
he
heart
went vegan.
attack and
Yeah.
the vegan and doubling down and being like, no, fuck that. I'm going to make movies again. I'm not going to let Hollywood steal my love for movies, even though they weren't any good.
They were bad.
Yeah, Tusk was real rough. But like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, fuck. Tusk is the most fuck for bringing back Haley Joel Osment. He was good out of the spotlight. I didn't need to fucking see that looking like Brian Peppers.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. No, it was pretty brutal. But anything else before we wrap up the first episode of A Great Depression?
I don't know. I feel like we didn't say anything wildly salacious.
Yeah.
Came close.
Came close. Didn't actually touch it.
Came close.
All right. So your banger of the day. We're going to play Mummy Dust by Ghost in 3, 2. That bass line, that's like, to your soul, to your fucking core. Hits you in your goddamn stomach. Like, you just kind of like gripping the steering wheel like a little bit tighter. And you like become stuntman Mike in Death Proof.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to fucking slam into the back of this woman and send her through a fucking telephone pole.
I have something.
And then you shift and go.
I have something I want to talk about.
Uh-oh, something controversial.
Yeah. Did you know Matthew Broderick killed 2 people in 1987? This is how we're going to end this fucking episode. Mummy Dust, great banger of the day. But when you say some shit like that, and this comes to me. So I'm watching.
What?
I'm watching this.
Ferris Bueller killed 2 people?
Yeah.
Simba killed 2 people?
He's Simba?
Yes, you motherfucker! You incultured swine!
It's a cartoon. I don't fucking know. So here's let me drop the plot for you. So I'm listening to this old Rogan episode, and I can't remember who the fuck he's talking to, but they start talking about the idea of driving on the wrong side of the road in other countries. So it's like, do we drive on the wrong side of the road, or does everybody else? So Rogan brings up the point, because we typically think that we drive on the wrong side of the road because we're America, we're a newer country, shit like that, right? I need you to look at me, because
No.
this takes crazy turns. So theoretically, we drive on the wrong side of the road because we're the newer country. Europe's been around for like a long
But
fucking
it's about
time.
the perspective of the driver.
Well, like the automobile was like quasi invented in America.
Right.
So like, did we set the precedent with ways in which you drive? So they go back and it's like, hey, like it comes down to when we separated from England in like the 1700s, we wanted to disassociate with England in so many ways as possible that we decided to operate on the opposite side of the road with our wagons and buggies and shit than they did over there. So then Rogan brings up Matthew Broderick, that in like 1987 in Australia or New Zealand or some shit, he ran head on into a car and killed 2 women. And one of the suggested theories is that he just wasn't paying attention to the proper side of the road in which to drive, and he hit these women and killed them. And I was like, but isn't it, so not to get like crazy, but isn't it also weird that like Bruce Jenner killed somebody in a car accident? Or Caitlyn Jenner? I don't remember when it happened.
I don't care because Inspector Gadget killed 2 people by driving on the wrong side of the road. I could care less about Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner.
But isn't it weird that like culturally, like we kind of just don't care when celebrities kill people in cars and they're not drunk? Like even CNN ran an ad headline the other day that Andy Reid's son involved in an accident.
Well, and then a lot of people are saying that's why they lost.
Well, I mean, the article had nothing to do with him being intoxicated.
No.
They're like and then when you read the article, it said the investigation's ongoing. As someone who's had a DUI before, the investigation does not take long.
No.
It's a pretty cut and dry process.
Yeah.
They know relatively quickly if you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't hurt anybody. I was being quasi-responsible while being irresponsible. But, sure, in case my mom ever listens to this one, sorry. But when celebrities kill people in cars, once celebrities kill people,
I'm just really
the
mad
dude
at
from
you.
Austin Powers like threw that lady off a bridge or whatever.
What?
Robert, that dude that killed Natalie Wood. He like wrecked the car and left her in the fucking river and she drowned.
What?
Not Rob Lowe, the guy that played Robert Wagner. He plays number
2
in the first one.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he like was in a car with a woman. They drove off a bridge and he like left her in the car and she died. She drowned. Robert Wagner.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude. You just love ending these fucking things on downers.
Well, I mean, it's not a downer if you're the guy that got away with murder.
Oh my god.
Anyways, this has been the flagship episode of A Great Depression.
Now I'm just playing Mummy Dust again to try to make myself feel better.
I mean, you haven't killed anybody, right?
No.
You're good then.
But I don't feel good about it.
I don't like how the piano part sounded like the intro to Unsolved Mysteries. Update. 30 years later,
Matthew Broderick now in jail.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, this has been A Great Depression. Thank you all for tuning into the first episode. If you liked that bullshit, you'll probably like the rest of the bullshit we have planned. Yeah, join us every Monday, 8 a.m. is this going to drop. And
where can they find it?
Anywhere Thoughts from the Bench, put shit out. No, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yes.
Yes, so enjoy it, download it, consume it. We are now in your brains. So, this has been A Great Depression. Hit my music!
This is the